You ready, Buster? We're going to talk to people today about things they should know before getting a cockatoo like you. What do you think? You got anything to say? He's kind of in his chill mode right now. So he had to actually stay in his cage today a little bit longer than what he normally does. We had some appointments and things we had to do. That doesn't happen real often, but it's part of what I'll go over in this video. But he was, oh, I think he's gonna leave. Come back, Buster. Okay, so he started to take off because he wanted his broom. He's been obsessed with this broom for the last few days, so I basically have just let him have it because it came from dollar quarter store. So anyway, like I was saying, he's a little bit tired from hollering all morning because he was in his cage. He was literally yelling something about going to work and about MFers. I couldn't get it on video because I had other things going on in the house at the moment, but those of you that know Buster know I'm telling the truth. So I've got about 12 things here to go over about things, in my opinion, you should know or do prior to or getting a cockatoo. Really, this couldn't go for any bird. I will say some of the little smaller ones, like budgies, not saying they don't need time to. They're very social, sweet little birds as well. But I think they only require maybe 8 hours of sleep, where the bigger parrots definitely need more than that. And I think their cage care and things can be a little bit easier. They're good beginner birds. The smaller, like budgie, even maybe like a conure or something like that. Are you listening, Bus? Like I said, he's probably just going to play and be quiet because he did a lot of yelling this morning where he spent a little extra time in his cage. And I did a wing it video on Earl the other day and seemed to go over pretty well. I'm just like an average old lady, and I'm not good with tech and editing and things like that. So it takes me a long time to snip and put videos together and subtitle them and things like that. So this one, I'm gonna wing it like I did the one of Earl the other day. So number one on my list here is time. Specifically cockatoos. In my opinion, like the larger birds are the most time consuming of all of them, obviously. Cockatoos are very social. They need a lot of time. They need a lot of time out of their cage. If they're gonna have to be in their cage for an extended period, they need things to engage them, keep them occupied. So another thing, you know, taking your time for cleaning the cage every day, cleaning their food bowls every day, changing their food, their vet, you know, the time it goes for vets, just things like that are things to consider. Number two on my list, these are really in no particular order. These are just things, in my opinion, that are important that came to mind, is sleep. Larger birds need 12 hours of dark. I cannot stress this enough. When I first got Buster, I knew that, but I guess I did not know the extent of the behaviors that would come from them not getting it. And, you know, we are very, very strict on Buster's bedtime. There are a few occasions, like kids are coming in, you know, we'll let them go in and say hello to them even after, you know, and just try to maybe make it up in the morning or give them a midday nap, things like that. But I'm telling you, you need an area for them where it's quiet and you can cover them and it's dark. I actually buy, thanks to Ani's mom, she had suggested putting up like poster board on the windows because, you know, there's so much powder with the birds that they really just ruin the curtains. And I put up poster boards over the windows because they're cheap and I can replace them, you know, when I need to, so that when they go to bed, even during the time change, it's still dark in there. So that's extremely important. And next on my list, I have resources. You know, you need a cage. You need a fairly good cage. Cockatoos are known to be escape artists, although I would say African Greys are too, because Earl's gotten, I have clipped, not the one clips that can hurt their beak, but the ones that screw. I can't think of what they're called. I have to have them on Earl's cage too, because he's gotten out of his cage before. You need an avian vet. That's a resource that's very important that you should have in place prior to getting a bird. You need resources of what kind of toys you're going to provide for them. Newspapers, for example, I use newspaper. I have 3 local people that actually save newspapers for me. 2 of the ladies actually just drop them off at my door, which is very, very nice. So those are just a few things to think about, you know, or even our resources. Where am I going to put the bird? I don't have Buster and them sleep in our room just because of the powder and everything. I know a lot of people that do, and I'm not saying that's not okay, but I don't think they would get the proper sleep if they slept in our room or out in the living room and things like that. So that's something to really consider. Next is space, and that kind of goes into what I was just saying about having an area for your parrot to sleep in, because again, sleep is very important. Next, I say patience. So when I got Buster came right to me. He was great with me, and then about 2 weeks in, he really bonded with my husband. And I mean, many of you have seen, you know, he's really not, I put in quotations, my bird. He's taken to my husband, and he lovingly calls him Dad. He started doing that on his own, although he does call me Mama. And again, he did that on his own. But you know, you may get a bird, adopt a bird that you think is your bird, and they may bond to someone else. It's not anything bad about you. It's just a bird's, it's just part of their personality. They pick who they bond with, not the other way around. So I guess not just patience, but openness of that. I strongly encourage adoption. You guys know that. And you know, most of the time when you adopt a pet or rescue a pet, or, you know, take them from a home that needs to rehome them, you're usually taking in a problem, or you're taking in someone that's been with their owner for 20 years and now they're not. So those are really things. Or even if you get a baby cockatoo, you're going to have to feed them certain ways. So it takes a lot of patience, which runs into number 1 again of why I say time, because it takes a lot of your time. They're also very destructive. Let me show you a few little things here. Like my chairs. They've been cockatooed. There's a couple other little things he's gotten that I just got some new couch covers. He's already got a couple little holes in that. I replace them a couple times a year. I wash them every couple weeks because of the powder. And again, these things I'm saying, I'm not complaining about. I just want to point out to people, you know, we show a lot of the entertainment side of Buster because we're a bunch of goofs. But, you know, there is a lot that goes into owning a parrot. There is a lot of responsibility that goes in with that. So, come here, boss. Here, come over here, let's play. You want to play with your toys? Come on. No more beacon on the rug, please. Next is being engaged. You definitely want, I was saying the next one is being engaged. You want to, I don't know why he's obsessed with beacon on my rug today. Let me see if I can get him on my Scrub Daddy. There you go. Play with your Scrub Daddy. They need things to keep them busy. Buster is a very untraditional bird, and the fact that he is not crazy about, like I was saying, Buster is not a traditional bird. He doesn't really care for a lot of bird toys. When I do buy in bird toys, I always use, there's a lady on Instagram, Hoot and Holler Toys, I believe is her name, and then Bonka Toys. I love Bonka Toys. He likes their little nuts and bolts that screw. But honestly, I get the majority of Buster's toys from people that give them to me, of their toddler toys, wood blocks, you know, plain wood blocks. For me, and I'm going to get to this at the end because I get a lot of comments about this. If something is safe for a toddler, it had better be safe for a cockatoo. Now, I'm not talking about, like, you know, you can't own Teflon pans and things like that. You do have to be very careful about environmental type things. But, you know, Buster is going to destroy this sponge that he has right there, the Scrub Daddy, but he is not going to eat it. Now, a cockatiel or budgie, they may do that, so I don't recommend that. But Buster has a PSI higher than any dog on the planet, and he needs things to keep his beak busy, and he needs things to help keep his beak trimmed. Buster's been here, I guess, close to 4 years, and I've only had his beak trimmed once, and that's when I first got him. So the things that he chews on, the wood, the plastic, and things like that, for us, it works. Again, I don't do your research first. I'm not the know-all, get-all, but we have not had any trouble. And they have to have things to, like, chew on. And again, he doesn't like toys, really. He prefers the baby toys. So that's what we're going to do. But that's something for you guys, you know, to consider. And again, then also, and like I just mentioned, environmental. You can't use Teflon pans. You gotta use, we only use a certain kind of stainless steel and cast iron. You have to be careful what you bake in the oven. Can't use oven cleaner. You don't want to be using a bunch of bleach, you know. There's all types of environmental factors. I think more birds die young from environmental factors. I would venture to bet, I haven't looked this up, but I would bet my last dollar that that's the way more birds die, is from someone that didn't know they can't use a Teflon pan or something like that. So that's something to know too. Social time. Cockatoos especially are very social birds. They have to be really part of the family. As you see, Buster, when we want Buster to eat something healthy, most of the time my husband will sit down and act like he's eating it so that he will eat it because he wants to eat with my husband. He loves our family. As you can see in the, you know, videos, there's sisters and brother and things like that. So social time is very important. Next, diet. Please don't feed your bird just a seed diet. And, you know, I prefer pellets and chop. It's taken us a long time to get Earl on a better diet. He's finally doing better. The trick with Buster, again, is just allowing him to eat with my husband. And that's the majority of the time, that's what he does. He'll eat his good stuff out of that. And, you know, we do give them some sunflowers, seedless sunflowers, saltless. Don't do anything with salt. It's not good for them. Things like that. There's tons of videos online about chop. Chop is extremely good for them. What I did with Earl to get him more on pellets, I mixed it in with some seed that he liked. And so I've got him eating a little bit better. He loves oatmeal, so I mix a lot of stuff now with oatmeal. Next, I want to say exercise. Especially some of your rescue birds are not going to be able to fly. Some of them are going to be naked birds. He's in his little hidey hole now. So Buster runs and hops a lot on the floor. He can fly. I went over that before. I'm not going to go over that in this video. It takes too long. He can fly a little, like he doesn't fly up, but he can go like across. Earl cannot fly at all. When he does try, he dives straight down. So they need exercise, whether it's floor time or whatever. One of the forms of exercise we say for Buster is like when he rants a lot of times and runs back and forth and hops. We encourage that at least once a day. I think it's good for a parrot or a cockatoo to go on and on a little bit and get that. But at some point, it does need to stop. Don't over, stimulate them because that's how you get bit. Next, I say behaviors. Learn your bird's behaviors. I know people want to snuggle and cuddle with him. Now, my husband can do that with Buster. Buster's our bird, and we know what we can get away with. My husband can put him in a shirt for a little bit, and he does fine. But, one time he snuggled up to my daughter on a blanket, and it just went on like probably 5 seconds too long, and he bit her on the nose. Because to him, that was her wanting to have fancy time. It's the only way I know to say it. And so to him, he bit her because he loved her and he thought she was wanting to, have fancy time. And so those are behaviors you need to learn. And that's another reason I really encourage volunteering with a rescue. I know a lot of people tell me, I don't have rescues in my area. Get online, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere. Find somebody that owns birds. I guarantee you someone would let you come over and clean a cage and let them show you things, So if you don't have one resource to be around birds prior to getting one, try another one. Try to find another one. I hope that helps, training, you can train your birds to poop on paper. Buster used to be really good about that. Sometimes we have, but I keep a lot of newspaper down, things like that. But, I have a lot of people that ask me, are they going to poop? Do they poop every do they bite? Do they do this? Listen, if you're having a bird, you're going to have poop. You're going to get bit at some point, and they're probably going to prefer one person over certain other people. That's just a little tip there, but we try to at least make sure 20 minutes a day of specifically working on something. Like I'm actually trying to work with Earl right now on colors. It's not going very well, but I do it. Lastly, and again, all these things are just my opinion. This is a wing it video. You get to see Buster be chill. But please, if you really, really want a bird, please consider adoption with a rescue. There's a lot of good rescues out there that have a lot of parrots right now. With the way the things that have happened over the past few years, there's a lot of parrots in need of homes. So, and again, feel free to comment. I don't always see my comments, but you can always email if you're in a certain area. I'll try to find you a rescue. I really, my heart belongs to it. I did not get mine through a rescue. I got mine through private owners, but I still consider them rescues because of just the situational type things. So those are like I guess I thought it was 12, but I think I did 13 kind of tips. And then I also want to go over 3 things really quick. One, I'm getting a lot of comments about the pacifiers. Look, if I had a cockatiel, I would not give a cockatiel a pacifier to chew on. They'll probably swallow it. Buster does not swallow the pacifier. He does chew off the tip, and then he plays with the plastic. A lot of what he does with the plastic is he takes these little, this little thing here. You want that toy, Bess? I'll get it for you. He takes these little clips here, and he tries to put the little clip of the paci on there. He did have one. Yeah, he's got one like that. See, right here. Yeah, it's funny, Earl. Right here. Sorry. He puts the clips in there. You want to play with that, Bus? And so the tip comes off, not because he wants to chew it or swallow it. If you watch in a couple of videos, he immediately takes it off and plucks it onto the floor. It goes. And then he wants to take the paci ring and he puts it inside that clip there that he's got. He does that with a lot of different things. But again, do your own research. If you don't want to go, you know, he loves them. That's what works for us. If there's oils on that pacifier that is killing birds, then I don't know why a baby should have it. So that's something that people, if that's happening to your little birds, you need to probably contact the company and tell them that, because, you know, I know for a fact babies end up chewing on pacifiers. So if that oil is bad, that needs to be addressed. So I wanted to go over that. Again, I'm no professional. I'm only sharing what works in my home. I suggest you always do your own research, because I'm not the go-all, know-all for sure. Next is merch. I know I had put a little post out yesterday. I had a couple people email me, but the girl I was originally working with, she had just been busy and couldn't get back to me. So that's in the works. We're trying. It's been a difficult process, I think, for both of us. But I am working on that. So I'm going to go through the comments on that original post and try to write some things down so that I know what everybody wants. As far as a calendar, I do want to do a calendar for Buster. I'm hoping I can get the time to do it, but I'd actually like to do my own, take my own pictures with my own. I actually have a camera. I used to do a little bit of photography on the side and make my own and just take orders for it. Again, that's something I need to look into. So I'm working on that, because I know a lot of people have asked me about a calendar. And lastly, I had posted about a cage. Pretty sure I have a cage. We're just trying to work out a time to go there. It's like over 250 miles away. But it's the kind of cage I've been looking for, in the price range I've been looking for. I hate to go that far and be gone, you know, basically an entire day. But it's what I want. It's a flat top. It has the bowls that can come out. About that, one of my dogs sat on the remote and turned Buster's cartoon off. So I had to stop a second. Anyway, we are in the works of going to get that cage. Thankfully, either my daughter or my husband's going to go with me. As I mentioned, I have really bad driving anxiety, especially to new places. I mean, I do go places that I'm familiar with, but I don't like to drive to brand new places where I've never been. So hopefully in the next few weeks, we do have a nice flat top, squared type cage. I don't like the round top cages personally. It has always scared me the way Buster tries to get out. Oh, and I might mention he got one of his little side doors open on the bottom and almost got out last night. So anyway, it'll make me feel a lot better, and I'll be a lot happier with that cage setup. So we'll do a video on that though, and go over it. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe, hit the little bell, everybody says. I hope you can appreciate the little wing it videos, because, you know, I'm just kind of a wing it person. So let me go show everybody Earl. Can you say hello, Earl? Earl just had his brunch. Will you say hello? You do the funky chicken? Huh? He's like, nope.
Last thing I wanted to add onto this one is, and again, I haven't seen any really negative comments about this, although I've gotten, I mean, you know, it's YouTube, you get negative comments, that's fine. But I do kind of want to explain this big gaping part of my empty wall. Are you going to come help, Bus? Bus wants to explain. Go on, Bus. So, you know, a while back, many of you know, I think I did a video showing that, like, we've kind of flipped our floor plan in our house, and my husband added a bathroom. So this used to be through there, a dining room, and, well, at one point it was Buster's room too. But my husband added a master bathroom, and we just have not had the chance to get this part covered. So I have to keep the gate up so that not just Buster, but our one little dog tries to go under there. So that's just our bathroom back there. We have a lot of projects going on, and we just kind of pick and choose when we finish them. So might be 2 weeks, it might be another year, who knows.